Blue Kool-Aid drinkers. We are back, baby. We are back. With a really quick turnaround here as the Lions are getting ready to play their annual Thanksgiving game this year. It is against the Packers. What a great team to play on Thanksgiving. It's going to be a great feast on Thursday night after a slaughter of the Packers here. But we're going to get into this game and everything that happened, maybe the impact of the Monday Night Football game too. But in 1 second, so I'm Big Z. Let's get to the rest of the Blue Kool-Aid crew. We got Red Dog.
Yo.
UJ.
I love lions.
And Bob.
What's up, everybody?
All right. So the Lions, 7.5-point favorites, hosting the Green Bay Packers this week. Of course, it's at Ford Field. This is an 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern kickoff time, like it always is. And there's just a lot of good vibes. You know, that Lions sitting at 8-2. They're still one game behind first place in the NFC, though, because the Eagles beat Kansas City in Kansas City, come from behind victory, although Kansas City dropped a touchdown pass right in the end zone. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the ex-Packer, could not help us out, unfortunately.
That's crazy. They've dropped a couple on Mahomes. They need some receivers over there.
I mean, even the game against us, too, right? He had like 6-7 drops, 5 from Kadarius Toney.
Because I don't know if you guys watched that game last night, but Mahomes looked really good, but his receivers did not help him out.
No, they're going to be a menace all the way until they're fully eliminated from the playoffs, which may not be till the Super Bowl. They're that team that you just can't count out. They're ridiculous. But, you know, I feel like we're one of those teams, too.
And it's interesting, too, that, I mean, really quick, on the Chiefs, they have the youngest starting defense in the NFL, and they're top 3 in, like, almost every category. So
is this drinking the gold Kool-Aid? What are we, like, talking about?
I just wanted to mention it because I found it interesting.
We might play them in the Super Bowl, so we're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Fair.
That's right. And that kind of goes with the, you know, the Lions, you know, there's some more stats thrown about. The Lions have, like, one of the worst defenses in the NFL, like, per DVOA, since Week 7. That's 31st. I think that's pretty evident in what we see right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you guys want to see out of this defense this week? I mean, Jordan Love's a guy that can move around a little bit. Now, I mean, we handled him pretty good on Thursday night in Green Bay in Week 3.
Murder.
But obviously, these teams are very different teams since then. Jordan Love's settled in a little bit more, but he's still only completing passes at a 57% rate. But UJ, what do you want to see out of this defense that we haven't seen in the past few weeks here?
Well, we saw it a little bit last week, and I would just say that's a certain level of aggression. I mean, yeah, we got kind of shredded but that seems to be our Achilles heel is mobile quarterbacks. And we have not figured that out yet. And I hope Aaron Glenn kind of figures it out before the end of the season. But aside from that, I did like our aggression last week, and I want to see more aggressiveness, especially from our D line. Maybe a few blitzes. I think our secondary was playing an aggressive game. It's not all falling into place right now, but I think they just got to keep doing it, and it's gonna click. It just hasn't quite yet, but I do think it will. So they just kind of stay aggressive though. Don't get timid or afraid. Play hard, play aggressive, and I think eventually the things will fall into place as they need to. So,
Bro Dog.
Yeah, you know, it kind of reminds. I have a feeling, based on what I've seen out of this defense and the way Aaron Glenn calls it, it reminds me a little bit of when I'm playing like a video game and I'm on a level and I can see a path through it and I keep trying to do it and like I know it will work. I just got to execute on my plan, and that's the hard part is executing on your plan. And once you hit your plan, you execute, you prove it, you get through the level you're on. But and like that's what I feel like the way we're calling this defense with Glenn is that they're really making these teams go to their quarterbacks' throwing arms. They're trying to like rush super disciplined. You're not just like sending pass rushes in willy-nilly. Everything's about containing these running threats, you know, despite, you know, how hard that is. But like it's trying to make these quarterbacks beat us with their arms. And you saw it. Like that's what Lamar did. He didn't. I mean, he hit us on the ground anyway, but he killed us through the air because he was good enough to do it. Same with what's his face, Geno Smith and Herbert. They take away the run and they say, we dare you to be perfect and beat us through the air. And when we've had our least success, it's been when we aren't able to convert that run stop first mentality into consistent pass rush pressure, and that's when it's killing us. I just think
it didn't even work against the Bears, Red Dog, because Fields had 104 yards rushing.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's the problem. They're breaking these guys are all so hard to contain with their legs as it is, but that's what seems to be the plan. Try to contain them with a contained, disciplined rush. But I think it's just so hard to convert that into the violence required to get a successful pass rush after the fact. And when they call play action, it's that much harder. And these better quarterbacks, the better scramblers, can really take advantage of it. But I just think it's one of, like UJ said, they just need to keep working on it. And I think it's so hard, but they're trying to do it. And because they're focusing so hard on getting it right, by the end of the season, everyone's going to be so disciplined in their roles and know how to execute this defense so well that we're going to finally see it come together and click into place, like UJ said, and we're going to see the whole package come out. And I think we got the talent on this defense to be a shutdown defense.
Bob.
Wow. If their package comes out, that's a uniform malfunction there, I think.
Wrong package, Bob. Out of the gutter.
Cover your eyes, fans.
The DVOA thing, I don't know what your stats you got there, but for the season, I showed the Lions are fourth best in DVOA. So you might be talking the last couple of weeks. As far as
I said since week 7. I said since week 7.
Oh, okay. So that's a very small sample. But the Lions defense, obviously it's struggled like that. And as far as Justin Fields, let him get 100 yards. He loses every time he plays us, so whatever. That doesn't matter. And yeah, I mean our defense, we don't have the pass rush that we want. That's like our biggest flaw, I think. But so we're working Thor in there on some blitzes. There's some safety blitzes, stuff like that, kind of mixing it up. Unfortunately, we're not getting the pressure we need, but they're still doing enough, I think, to keep us in these games. And our offense is just getting better and better all the time. So our elite offense with at least a decent defense, which I think they have, can get us all the way to the Super Bowl.
I think we're right in the middle of the pack at defense. What we've been asking for years, a top 15. Actually, I think we're 16. I think we're 16 overall.
And you know what I like about this last game? The Bears did pretty well against us. I wouldn't say great, but they did pretty well for a lot of the game. And but we had the one factor that a lot of these teams have is our playmaker came up big, like Aaron Donald at the end of the game, Hutch at the end of the game. In this one, so maybe you don't see all those sacks coming, but right when he needed him in crunch time, he got it. Got it at the end. So
and like we were talking about with the Chiefs, like that defense last year that won in the Super Bowl wasn't lights out, but at the end of games when things needed to get done, their big dogs would come up and make a play. And we got. I mean, look at Aleem McNeil also tossing in a sack there. That dude's having a stellar season.
Yeah,
5
He's
sacks
having a great year. I know people talking about getting Sue or something, but we don't need him. We got a McNeil.
Sue. Oh.
Bohannon.
Mm-hmm.
Bohannon, man.
Yeah, we got Bohannon, 330 pounds. Bohannon.
He looked like a hoss out there, man.
Man, he's a big boy.
What do you think, Z?
I mean, it's not great right now. But I do think the Packers are a great get-right team, especially in a short week. There's less preparation from both sides. It's more just a read-react type game, which I think favors the Lions because they have I think they have the superior talent, especially on the opposite side of the ball. So I really like that. And I mean, the Packers' offense is still not great. It's just not very good. The Lions came out with a great game plan last time against them. The Lions are going to control the ground game in this one. The Packers are bottom third in the NFL in rush defense. But on the offense, I mean, you got to force Jordan Love to throw because, he only completes about 57% of his passes. I don't think it's anything.
We're good at that.
Yeah, we're not. Romeo Dobbs has come out a little bit. Christian Watson still hasn't really performed for them. I would imagine Cam Sutton line up with Watson though, just in case. But I don't think Lions are going to go away too much from their game plan that they did on Thursday night a few weeks ago. It was a lot of zone defense as well, and just kind of throwing a bunch of different looks at Jordan Love. Because Jordan Love is trying to be like a system quarterback in like the LaFleur/Shanahan kind of offense, and I just don't think he quite has it. But yeah, I mean, it starts especially with the Packers and LaFleur is stopping the run. Aaron Jones might not even play in this game for the Packers. He didn't practice today. That'd be a big loss for them because we saw them. Aaron Jones didn't play against us last time either, and A.J. Dillon is just not an every down back. He's kind of like your short yardage guy, 8 to 10 carries a game. And their offensive line is kind of a mess too. So yeah, I really like it, especially the Lions. Dan Campbell's still waiting for his first Thanksgiving victory as well, you guys. So he needs that. He's had 2 close ones, a 16-14 loss to the Bears, and then that heartbreaker against the Buffalo last year on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's due. He's due.
Yeah.
This is
Be
definitely
nice
our most
if-
talented Thanksgiving team. So
It'd be nice if we get an emergence similar to James Houston in this game as well.
Do they still do that turducken thing and all that? At the end of the game.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That was Madden's thing, right?
No, I
Yeah.
know. I just picture Campbell getting his win and being out there pulling one of them legs off and.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't the turducken like a
The game will be on
Seinfeld skit?
Fox. So you get the Greg
Yes.
Olson announcing crew. Greg Olson, Kevin Burkhardt.
Not a bad crew.
Hart.
Not a
Yeah.
bad-
No Joe Buck. That's always good. So,
I like Joe Buck. You don't like Joe Buck?
no, he's terrible.
You don't like Buck and Aikman?
I like Aikman.
I like
Not
Aikman.
Buck.
You can't like one of them individually. You have to either like both of them or
Yeah,
neither.
either love them both or hate them.
Well, they're a
Okay.
package deal.
Then I guess I hate them
Yeah.
both. But,
Wow.
you had to
Is
make
it his
the choice.
forehead, that menacing forehead of his, or what is
Yeah.
it?
He's better than Jason Benetti.
What do you got against Aikman,
Jason
Bob?
Benett's
What the-
awesome. And now Detroit gets him, so it's good
They
for
do.
the town.
Right.
He's theirs to annoy now.
They should bring Dan Miller out there.
Oh yeah,
On
I
the
love Dan
national
Miller.
Telecast.
That'd be great.
I
The
would
Lions love posting his like reactions to
He's
these
so
victories.
good. Dan
Yeah.
Miller is great.
Because
He's
I
great.
always
The voice
see
of
his,
Detroit.
I always watch the games on TV, and I never get to hear Miller's call, but I always see him on the highlights, and
Right,
he's
exactly.
awesome.
Same here.
Love him.
He's so good.
Yeah, he calls
All
it
the
out really
calls
well.
of the game are always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Lomas
Definitely.
Brown. in there.
I mean, let's start with the other side. Lions offense against this Green Bay defense. I mean,
Win.
Lions last game against them just controlled it from really all aspects, especially in the first half. They let the Packers in a little bit in the second half.
Did they
come
even
back.
get like our full offense? Weren't we pretty banged up for that game too? Like, wasn't Montgomery out? And
Well, we didn't have JMO. Montgomery played. He had
Or was
121
it-
yards
oh,
on
Gibbs was
32
out.
carries.
Montgomery had a big game. Big
Yeah, Gibbs played too. He had 8 carries for 40 yards.
oh, we were still healthy then. Okay, I thought we were banged up for maybe.
I can't remember who he had out exactly.
O line maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe O-line.
I know he had
Jonah
some
Jackson
O-line.
probably is not going to play this week, so another Corby
Still,
Sorsdahl appearance.
This offense is already so much better than when we saw them last, though. Especially with like Gibbs' progress and Montgomery getting more comfortable behind
yeah.
this O line, and just everyone starting to click. And now JMO,
Yeah, they didn't
freaking
see
JMO,
JMO. They-
baby.
Yeah.
He had like I think he was my pick. He was my roar last week, and he like did exactly what I said. Like a couple catches with a touchdown, like a big shot, like freaking stud. I'm so excited. I think he's going to
Bragging
be
or what?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he's
But-
playing more and more snaps every week too. So they're starting to trust him more and more. He's starting to get a feel better for the game. It seems.
Gonna
Yeah.
change everything.
It's really exciting for
Yeah,
sure.
they talk about him earning it with the team and all that, but he's earning it with the fans right now too. I think I really do. I mean,
Absolutely.
all the little stuff he's doing, I think we're all seeing it. The blocks he throws and stuff like that. And now he's making a couple catches that actually require some skill, and it's
You know-
kind of fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't take much. I mean, look at the Monday night catch that the guy dropped deep down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an
Yep.
easy one. So none of them are easy, really. In some
Oh,
I want to
no.
see JMO catch one of
Yep.
those. I want to see one of those where he's flying down the field, Goff hits him in stride, reaches
Runs
out,
away with it.
and-
Superman.
and
Su-
I want
Superman
to see
catch.
that.
Yeah,
you know,
that would be
James.
awesome.
like when you're under a microscope, that's like the bad thing is everyone's looking closely at you, but also the good thing is everyone's looking closely at you if you can do it the right way, and he's doing it absolutely the right way.
When you're under a microscope and you look up, all you see is a big eye.
That's right. I've been a
remember
big
that.
JMO guy from the beginning, even through all this stuff. I thought he got kind of unfairly treated from the fans.
Yeah,
A
I
lot
think
of
we
this
all.
stuff.
I think everyone on this podcast was at least.
Yeah.
Was what?
I don't know. I thought Red Dog and had concerns at one point.
Well, we're all concerned about him, Bob. Like,
Yeah.
I'm still concerned about Sewell after
Yeah,
all these years.
We weren't concerned when he was facing a 6-game suspension, and we still didn't really understand exactly what had
Hell
happened.
no.
It
I
seemed
slammed
like
a
his
McDouble with the McFlurry on top and just enjoyed it.
He also, I guess he went out and like, I don't know, went to a charity event right after the game too, directly after. So,
yeah, he's giving out turkeys.
he's always around the community. I'm pretty sure he lives in the Detroit downtown
What?
area.
He's trying too hard. It must be phony. So I don't get it. No, I'm just kidding. No, he seems like a great guy. His personality just seems really cool too. He seems like a really just a good dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Red Dog said, it's a much different game on the ground in terms of Gibbs getting more reps here. JMO effect at wide receiver. I mean, Marvin Jones is no longer on the team. Donovan Peoples-Jones, maybe we see him get a catch this game. I think he got to field a couple snaps. They're working him in slowly too. It's not an easy offense to just insert yourself.
It's almost
there's
like
a lot
we
of things.
forgot about someone.
Well, they threw one to him last week. I don't know if anyone noticed that, but it was deflected or
yeah,
that
those ones that got picked, I think.
Hey, but I just want to point out one thing though. Jamar Gibbs, do you see the just confidence oozing out of that kid now? Like the
Yes.
first half of the season, he was just sort of like finding his way. He's found his way. That kid. He just oozes confidence right now. Like he just give me the ball, man. He's gonna be something else, man. And I love all these announcers on TV. You know, like who all said that it was such a bad pick picking a running back there in the first round. And and they're all saying like, "Oh, it's a pretty good pick now, yeah, pretty good pick."
Yeah, right.
They're all changing their
silly.
tune. It's so funny to see.
I know, and I love the way he and Monty, feed off each other. They're both cheering for each other, and they're very supportive of each other. It's awesome. Good, healthy, fun competition, positive.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
They did the Spider-Man meme with Reynolds too on the sidelines, which was fun.
Oh yeah,
Maybe the
the one
Have-
you
all the three Spider-Men pointing at
Yeah.
each other. You're like, what?
yeah.
I thought that was funny.
All right, you guys want to get into our prediction segments? Want to hop right into it?
Well, they are
Let's
world
do
famous
something called
after
the
all.
prediction segment.
Dive right into it.
I'm
So,
ready, I'm ready.
let's dive into it. Let's get into our ever famous prediction segments, and we got two of them. That's right, two. We always got two.
Two.
And our first one, of course, is our roar of the week.
Yeah.
So before I get into all that, the Lions 7.5-point favorites at home this week against the Packers, and they will be wearing their throwback uniforms for Thanksgiving this year. Those just the silver helmets, no logo, blue and silver shirt. Good
always
stuff.
think of
Good
Barry
stuff.
when they wear those things. I always think of Barry when they wear those.
Yeah.
UJ. Oh, and the Barry documentary is out on Prime.
Yes.
So I've not checked it out yet. It just came out today, I believe. So we're recording this
Yeah.
on November 21st. So go check it out. Apparently, he says why he retires. I don't know. That was in the promo, at least. I
Wasn't
have
that
not
supposed
read
to be in the
anything.
book he released like 20 years ago?
That was OJ. Why I did it.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
No, you had that book, remember? It came with like a little DVD and stuff, and it was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I have that book.
oh, you have it too, yeah. Like, he's really milking the why he did it.
Yeah, right.
Well, UJ, give us your roar of the week.
Okay. Lately it's been really hard to pick a roar of the week because we have so many. Oh, there it is. There's the book.
Now
Now you see him.
Now you see him very soon.
Bob just pulled it right out
My
immediately.
dad gave
Yeah.
that to me. And
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
so,
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
Well, anyway, yeah, it gets really tough every week because there's at least 10 guys I could pick at the top of my head, to be the roar of the week. But I'm gonna go with JMO this week. I'm telling you, we're gonna see that breakout. We still haven't seen it. Like he's sort of like peeking out, like he hasn't broken out yet though. And I'm gonna say JMO. I think he catches one of those long bombs in stride and outruns everyone. And yeah, I want to see him catch a couple this week. And I think we can do it against this Packers team. So I'm going to go with JMO with 2 touchdown passes, 100-plus yards on at least 4 or 5 catches.
Holy cow, let's go. We'd love to hear that one. Oh,
That's your what, is it?
That is my
Thinks
My
he's
wife's
getting
trying to get in the
photobombed.
background with her Packers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Boo.
He always has
Reminder
that?
that I married a Packers fan. You know,
Is that why you always got
doctors
that mirror?
doctors have research. You know, I've gotten several CAT scans. I don't understand what happened. But anyways, Bob, give
Yeah.
us your roar of the week.
Well, I was going to go JMO, and I'm still going JMO because that's what I was going to pick.
Go.
I think JMO is going to have a big game. I've been waiting for this, poised for it. And now I see it clicking, for real, the way he's playing. And the way he's getting more snaps, which helps a lot, too, if he's going to be able to get open. So I'm seeing him getting like 150 yards and at least a touchdown in this game. A big day for him on the national spotlight.
Hey.
So
And that's-
JMO is my roar of the week.
Let's go. All right, Run Dog.
Like, what the hell, guys? Did we all wake up on the same side of the bed this morning?
Like the Three Stooges.
Like,
Yeah.
UJ stole it right out of my freaking mind. Like, you guys both basically did. Like, JMO, 100, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he goes off for, 2 long ones for sure, and maybe pitches in with a few other big plays. But, like, yeah, I just think this dude is so brimming and ready to explode. Like, honestly, at the end of that game, when he caught that touchdown yesterday, it felt like, or the other day, it felt like it should have, like, where was that all game? Like, we could have been doing that. It just felt easy. Like, and I feel like all his touchdowns have seemed kind of easy. And now, like you said, he's getting that time in. He's getting worked in to be a true part of this offense and not just that little distraction that's out there. I think this dude's going to go off. So, hey, JMO for the third roar of the week.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go. I believe Connor said he had unable to join the pod tonight, but he had Hutch as his roar of the week. He thinks he builds off his strip
Nice.
sack from the end of the game against the Bears.
All right.
I'm going to go with Jameer Gibbs.
Oh, I thought you were
think
gonna
he
say
has a
J-Mo
great
too.
game. I think he's going to really want to show out against a bad rush defense in Green Bay. In the spotlight on Thanksgiving, this is a guy we're all hyped about. I love the JMO one. By the way, JMO over under receiving yards is 21.5. So
Easy.
Really?
that's like free money, according to the three of you. Your roar of the week pick. But
Free,
At the
man.
house.
Stress on the free.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think Gibbs goes for at least 75 rushing, another 50 receiving for 125 total. I got to look at his prop here, but either way, I think, Jameer Gibbs rush receiving is 79.5 total, those two combined. So I like that one. I think he's the biggest impact, and I think he's just grown into his role more since we last saw the Packers. Montgomery had 32 carries. I don't think that's going to happen again this game. I don't think the Lions want that to happen either.
No.
They want him
No.
healthy down the stretch here.
You think
Both of 'em
Gibbs
bounce.
finds the end zone in this one?
I do.
All right.
Yeah. I think he finds it not once, but twice.
Ooh, baby.
Yes.
Nice.
Wow, we're both right. Our offense is going to a lot of points.
We're trending towards Red Dog's prediction.
Yeah,
here.
right.
Well, speaking of that, let's get into our
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Wait a minute. Wait
What?
a minute.
Kid J?
What was Jameer Gibbs to you in this week's game?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's my roar of the week.
Thank
Okay,
you.
there we go.
That's right.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Jeez. Thank God.
Thanks for
damn.
keeping me, keeping me on my toes. So let's get into it now. Lions 7.5 point favorites, over under 47. This game's at Ford Field, 11:30 Central, 12:30 kickoff. Let's get into our ever famous predictions. That's right. Let's start it with Rud Dog.
Ah, I see. Best first. I got it. Well, when UJ, because I wasn't sure I was going to make this pod initially to put my prediction in, UJ asked me, and I had an image flash through my mind when I thought about what's about to happen this weekend. I've seen these, like, I don't know if you guys seen them on, like, social media. People post, like, hunting videos of turkeys with, like, bow hunting. And it's like this gnarly arrow with like 3 knives sticking out in different directions, and like they aim on and they just like decapitate the turkey, and it's just gnarly, just extreme violence. And I think that's what it's going to look like that in the score this week. What the Lions do to the Green Bay Packers. 47 is the over under. I think we're going to more than double that. 100-0. I think this is just going to be a bloodbath. Pure decimation. I mean, it makes sense because, like, to score 100 points, like, it's gonna take a long time. Like, so there's not time for them to score points. So we're gonna need all that time, and Hutch is gonna help out with that. Kirby's gonna help out with that. Anzo, they're all gonna be. Defense is gonna be on point, and offense, Gibbs, frickin' JMO. It's gonna be too easy. It's gonna be glorious.
Well, there you have it. 100-0 from Red Dog.
Yeah.
There you go.
You laugh now.
Did you place your bet yet on that?
Yeah. Well, if it's 24-0 at the end of the first quarter, we'll be trending in the right direction. But,
That's right.
All right. So let's go over to Bob. What's your prediction?
My prediction. Now the Packers. They're not a great team this year, but they're still pretty good, and I think their defense is their strength. And they've only been giving up, like, I don't have it in front of me, but like 20 points a game, 22, whatever. They're right around that area. But
it's about to go up.
Our offense is one of the best offenses in the league, and we're trending up. And I think our defense will bounce back. I thought we bounced back a little bit last week, even though we didn't have a great performance. They did better than the week before, and they did enough to keep us in the game. So I'm going to go up above 30 again. So I think this will hit the over. I'm going to go Lions 38, Packers 12. So I see a big game for JMO, obviously, like I said, and I think the run game's going to do well. And we're going to humble the Packers and reclaim Thanksgiving, which we've been not as good on as we should have been lately. So,
Yeah.
So there we go. That's my score of the week. Prediction. Sorry.
Do we think Jerry Jacobs gets 2 picks again against Jordan Love in this game? He had 2 last time against Jordan Love. So
he would, but then Kirby's going to jump in front of him and get one of those. So
why can't they each get 2?
I don't know if you guys saw this before we get to your prediction. Did you see? I would love to see the Lions try this too, and any other defensive lineman. Patrick Mahomes was spiking the ball with 2 seconds left in the first half last night, and Jalen Carter, he dove underneath the center's legs and almost caught the spiked ball into the ground.
Crap.
He just missed it.
I saw that.
I would love to see like Hutch or Lee McNeil try that. Anyways,
That's
I thought it was
wild.
really cool, and I want to see the Lions try that. Hopefully, if it
So
gets
clever.
that point.
That's surprising no one's ever.
Jalen Carter said he saw a high school kid do it on Instagram. So
Oh, really?
He tried it in the game. Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's funny.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
funny.
he's so close. That would have been really cool. Anyways,
Anyway.
I guess we should
UJ,
have drafted him.
what's your prediction?
Okay. First of all, like the Bears did, they played us really hard this week, and we have an easy schedule by most accounts most of the rest of the season. And the thing, that sounds good on paper, but what's going to happen is these teams we're playing have nothing to lose, and they're going to be giving us our best shot. And it's like I think it's a kaleidoscope of anyway, the Packers are going to give us their best shot, but I think the best shot will peter out like midway through the first half, and I think we're going to Goff's going to just light it up in that first half with probably 3 touchdown passes, and JMO, of course, being 2 of them, and in the second half, when we get the game under control and the defense is just pounding on Love with 7 sacks, we're gonna run the shit out of the ball, and we're gonna dominate in the fourth quarter running. So, yeah, it's going to be an overall dominant performance by the Lions in the end, although it may seem tough early in the first half, and then we're going to run away with it. So I'm going to say 35-6. I think I'm going to give the Packers a couple of lucky field goals. Maybe they get a few first downs that we weren't expecting and they get in a field goal range or whatever.
Or a touchdown and no 2-point, and they missed the 2-point conversion.
No, not that.
No, okay, sorry.
Only field goals, no touchdowns, no tutties. For
3 safeties.
Yeah. So it's going to be a dominant performance in the end. Campbell will get his first Thanksgiving victory, and everybody jump aboard the Super Bowl train, baby. The Lions are coming.
Love it.
I love it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So the just where the Lions are at now, if the season ended today, the Lions would be playing the Vikings at home in the opening round of the playoffs. And they're one game behind the Eagles. One game, although I believe the Eagles have the tiebreaker right now because they have the better conference record. That would have been really nice if they lost to Kansas City, because then the Lions would have had a win over a common opponent, too. So that's a bummer. Damn it, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. The 49ers are 7-3, and the Cowboys are 7-3, although the Cowboys would not jump the Lions unless they jump the Eagles. And then you got the Saints at 5-5 and such. So really, it's Lions, Eagles, 49ers kind of battling for that one seed. It'll be really interesting. 49ers play at night against Seattle on Thanksgiving, so that'd be interesting to look out for. But my prediction for this game, I think it's going to go very similarly to the way it went the first game, where the Lions come out strong, come out guns a-blazing, and maybe Green Bay gets a few, garbage time touchdowns. Lions kind of back off a little bit and let them get garbage yards in the fourth quarter. So I'm going to go with 34-20. I'm going to go with the same score that they had when last time they played. I think it's
wow, real original.
A perfect barometer of how these teams are right now. And the Lions on Thanksgiving, the Ford Field is going to be absolutely rocking again, especially with possibly the greatest Lions team of our lifetime playing on Thanksgiving. There's going to be no better atmosphere in football in America than Thursday at 11:30
on the globe,
in
Detroit,
this
galaxy,
in Ford Field,
in
especially.
This universe.
So, and I forgot to mention our Connor, his prediction: Lions 30-20. That's all he had. No other words. Just Lions 30-20. So there
that's
you
what
have
I
it.
have to say about that. 30-20.
I like it, Bob. You're really on your game today. I like it. I love it. It's fantastic. You're finally moved in. You got your space.
I know. I've been a little missed a few pods lately. Hopefully, be more consistent.
It's beautiful. So we have yet again all predicted a Lions victory.
Whoa!
That's right. We did the math
right.
to count up the votes. It's unanimous. The Lions will win on Thanksgiving.
Easy.
It's a beautiful thing. We're 8-2 on our predictions this year. So and if you know any Packers fans in your life, make a bet with them. You're going to win it handily.
This is the best I've ever been through a 10-game stretch, you guys.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I've never been this accurate.
I know. Yeah.
In my whole life.
Not since the 60s, right? Since 62, you've never been this
They've
accurate.
never been this good in my life to start the season. So it's
I'm going to say
awesome.
for the last 14-game stretch or so, I've been really good.
The last
or 60.
20
Yeah,
games.
that's true.
We've been
20
16-4 in our predictions.
That's pretty damn good.
Hey, that's a
Can I
playoff
have an
run.
aside here for a second?
Yeah.
'Cause
And
We were
aside is a great time of the episode for an aside. Bob.
we were talking, mentioned the Barry, Bye Bye Barry documentary, which I have not seen yet. But did you guys see Scott Mitchell's reaction? And I don't know if you youngsters know Scott Mitchell, but he was quarterback back in the day. And
His receiver was a velociraptor, right?
yeah, but I guess they eviscerated him in this documentary, and then Scott Mitchell does this whole Facebook post about, he's like, I'm sick of everybody saying I'm the one reason that Barry Sanders never won a Super Bowl, and he's like, fuck you, fuck Eminem, fuck all of you, fuck Jeff Daniels, like
I agree.
Jesus.
Fuck Eminem.
This is on Twitter?
on Facebook, and I didn't think he put.
That's hilarious.
I never put him as the blame. The one reason they never won the Super Bowl was him, but that was ridiculous. And I guess he's kind of an ass though, because I don't know if you guys remember hearing years ago, Lomas Brown said he let a sack go intentionally just so he'd get his ass hit.
fight.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I heard that story. Yeah.
So Jack, what do you think? You were around for the Scott Mitchell era. What do you think of the guy, and what do you think of that tweet, that Facebook post?
First of all, he wasn't a horrible quarterback. I mean, he wasn't the best, but I didn't know about all this infighting stuff and all the locker room stuff. That stuff I wasn't really privy to when I watched him play. He was a decent player. I think, as I recall, they traded for him and they gave up a lot to get him. He was a highly sought after guy at the time. I think he was playing for Miami.
Yeah, he backed up Marino and had a couple good games. So then the Lions poached him off of there.
And no, I don't remember him that way.
Huh?
Okay, and I never blamed him for the failures, but.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have.
I thought it was funny. He had one
funny.
really good season with the Lions. I remember he had like 200 yards and like 33 touchdowns or something. But
It's
he had a stacked team that with Barry Sanders, Herman Moore, Johnny Morton, I think was on
Lomas.
that team. Yeah, they had a really good team. Brett Perriman, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, that receiver combination, by the way, was one of maybe the best in the history of the NFL.
It's
Herman
Yeah.
Moore, Brett
Oh, yeah.
Perriman,
I agree.
Johnny Morton. Good Lord,
You know,
they were good.
It's just another wonderful hallmark of our society that we have grown men having to spout out to the world their anger for being. Stop picking on me.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck you guys. Oh, thank you.
I gotta
Internet.
check that out, Bob. I gotta read that article.
It was interesting. I mean, I never loved Scott Mitchell, but I didn't have animus towards him. I was
Yeah,
surprised.
same here.
But I haven't seen the documentary. Maybe they really rip him in the documentary, so I haven't seen that. So
Well, next episode, our assignment is to watch it and comment.
yeah, sounds good.
Hey, but I got-
Documentary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a
I
question.
don't like
though.
homework. I won't do it.
I was thinking about
Sure, you did. Shoot.
team names and stuff like that. And Green Bay's a Packers. What the fuck is a Packer? What are they? What are they?
They work at
pack?
Amazon
I mean, are they packing
shipping.
Fudge?
Are they packing their bags? Are they packing? Did someone say the fudge? I don't know what are they packing. That doesn't even make sense. A
Wisconsin,
lion
make your guess.
was a symbol of strength and power and virility and all that stuff, and a Packer, what is that?
You want to know the reason, UJ?
Yeah, I do.
Because the Packers suck.
In 1919, Curly Lambeau, who was the franchise's founder, decided to start up a local football team in Green Bay. At the time, he was working for the meatpacking company Indian Packing as a shipping clerk, and he managed to convince his employer to sponsor his new team, so they called them the Packers.
Wow.
Okay.
So is Curly Lambeau hey Mo, I'm going to buy a football team. Nyah.
Hey, Curly.
I can't do a good Curly, but
Curly
Lambeau.
Well, just like everything else about the Packers, that sucks. All right.
Well, why did the Lions? Why are they called the Lions?
Because Lions fucking rule.
Yeah, because lions are awesome, dude. You ever see videos of lions hunting zebras and shit? It's amazing.
Badass. The
It's
best
so
is the one where
awesome.
it's they take down a whole buffalo and they're just
Yeah.
lion head to head. The buffalo can't do shit. The lion's just blah.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward why they were called the Lions. Richards, who's the founder of the team, picked the name because he intended to put together a team that would be the king of the NFL, much like the lion was the king of the jungle.
Yeah, because
Weren't
lions
they
fucking rule.
the
quote.
Portsmouth Spartans originally?
Yeah, they were
Portsmouth,
the
yeah,
Spartans.
it was the Spartans, yeah.
Yeah, and he also wanted to tie in with the Detroit Tigers, so it was a win-win. Great
Lions.
name, great
Tigers.
name.
The Red Wings mixed out on the Bears, huh? Oh my!
What?
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
Oh my.
Could have been.
Yeah, I don't know how the Wings fit into that whole thing. Red Wings, Pistons.
No, Red Wings, Lions, Bears, they hang out together. Everyone knows that.
Tigers and
Or
wings.
tigers.
Oh my!
What is a red wing anyway?
All right, so it's always I knew the aside, Bob, would lead to a point where
Are we
Yeah.
digressing?
We'd
now?
have to go
trying
on
to
that
wrap up
note.
the episode. And I
Lead
think
to
we're
it
at a
on
good
that
point.
note.
Yeah.
So on that note, we will wrap up the episode. This is our preview. It's a shorter one, but that's all right. I mean, it's a short week, short episode. So no guests or anything this week. We just want to keep it simple, and we will be back later this week. We think we'll record Friday, Saturday, one of the days. It'll be out at some time reacting to this easy Thursday Thanksgiving win. So and the Lions, we look forward to them moving to 9-2, 9-2. I don't think I've ever said those terms Lions in 1 week before. Not since we've done the podcast, that's for sure. Not at least since we've done the podcast, which it's exciting. These are exciting times. These are exciting times. These are beautiful, beautiful times. Spending time with family while the Lions are 8-2, moving to 9-2 into the evening on Thanksgiving. It's a great holiday.
I love when Big Z's a half bottle of wine into the podcast.
I like this Big Z. Cool, taking good tonight.
I love it. A lot of love going around.
Yeah.
Getting emotional. Don't cry, Jay. Come on,
And also
okay.
4.5 hours of sleep too. So there's that.
Hey, Z,
It's
would you
all
wax
mixed
nostalgic on
together.
your Lions fandom for me real quick?
What's that?
I said, would you wax nostalgic on your Lions fandom for me real quick?
I was just trying to explain how great this Thanksgiving will be after a Lions victory, moving to 9-2 near the top of the NFC, and how we've never, at least in my life, have experienced that. And it's
Never in my life, and I'm much older than
Never
you.
mind either.
So.
yeah, it's a beautiful
Oh,
thing. It's
my.
a beautiful thing. I remember I remember when the Lions they beat the Chargers and went to the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
With shorts?
And it was then they clinched I don't know if it was on Christmas Day or the Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a lot of talks
I remember that.
and a lot of cheers to the Lions on that holiday. The Lions, I don't think they can clinch a playoff spot this weekend, but
They're getting close.
it's those type of memories that I love around the holidays, and it'll be another great holiday here is what I'm getting to. So,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to have a family to share my Lions fandom with.
And see,
Yes.
I got to say something too. Your dad is a Bears fan, hates the Lions, but
yeah,
he's
I
also
know.
a
He's a
fairly
closet Lions
pragmatic and realistic guy, and he's mentioned some things about this Lions team, which maybe he sort of
He
made a
listens to the podcast. I think he's a closeted Lions fan, AJ.
I
We're gonna
think
bring
so.
him out of the closet
I
one
think
of these
he
days.
is, too.
But he mentioned a comparison to us to the '85 Bears, and
Which I don't.
no.
that's high praise.
I mean, the '85 Bears to me maybe probably the best single season team I've ever seen in my lifetime, and but our defense is nowhere near that. But if you reverse the thing and our offense is
Oh, yeah.
freaking amazing. I mean, so maybe you reverse those things a little bit. And the other thing about this team is fun. I mean, this team isn't boring and just like another team that has. We're a fun team, man. We got Campbell and
Great
just
personalities.
interesting players, interesting stories. Just fun to watch. A wide open offense that just does incredible things every week. So, even non-Lions fans are at least admitting or kind of admiring what this team is doing, and I think all the pundits are too. Everyone's just seeing it, and it's fun. It's just so much fun to see. And as a Lions fan all these years, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's caused a ton of YouTube channels and stuff to pop up. Like people are actually feeling like the Lions are relevant enough to make a channel on. What weirdos.
Anyway,
All right. Well, speaking of YouTube, at DTBK, or just type in Drinking the Blue Kool-Aid, you'll find us on there. Subscribe for our live streams or any other videos we might put up there talking about the games. Instagram at Drinking the Blue Kool-Aid. Twitter. / X at Drinking Lions. Follow us on there. Let us know your predictions for the upcoming Thanksgiving game. But if you don't predict the Lions win, then don't even bother posting. I mean, there's just no point. Thanks to our producer, Kid J. Always crushing it on the podcast. Thanks for producing the podcast, Kid J. And thank you to SidelineReport.com for supporting the podcast. Greatly appreciate that too. Also, if you have any message or anything like that, you want to put on the podcast, or a voicemail or anything like that, Gmail, drinking the. Sorry, Bob is just on one tonight. That's what I was
good
saying.
tonight.
We're not recording on YouTube tonight, unfortunately, which is at DTBK. But Bob is throwing kaleidoscopes. He's throwing
Mannequins.
just mannequin heads.
Ventriloquist head, yeah.
Dolls without a head speaking in the corner there.
Our pets are
If you made it to this point of the podcast, around the holidays, congratulations. You are a truly dedicated fan. And email us drinkingthebluekoolaid at gmail.com.
You're also
we'd love to
probably
hear
an
from you. Maybe give me a
alcoholic.
guest picker on the pod.
Reach
too.
out because you probably need someone to talk to. I mean,
So thank you, everybody, for listening.
Happy
we'll be
Thanksgiving, yo.
yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, people.
Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll be back at some point over the weekend to air a pod. We don't, unfortunately, have an official date, but we'll let you know as soon as we can. Other than that, enjoy your holiday. And last but not least, as always, go!